And at that point, you can, from the time you say hi to the time you say goodbye, it will be 20 minutes. Because bottom line is, the customer comes in and says, I want to sell you my car. You say, good. We like to see another one. We like to see as a trading. No, I just want to sell it to you. I want to get rid of it. I want to die after I sell it. That's it. So let me go outside. You get a big number. You get the appraisal. Come back inside. Eddie's going to be readily available. Eddie's going to go in. It's going to so and so put it in VR. It's going to say, by the way, this is what I'm giving you. And at that point, that is non-negotiable. That's what I'm giving you. You don't have to sell it to me. I don't have to buy it. You want to do it? Good. I need the title. You get the title. Beautiful. We do 3 or 4 forms. They sign them. They get going. And at that point, they receive the check in 5 days from now. That's just bottom line the way it is. At that point, you put them in a folder, put their name as a deal, and at that point, you're going to set up $100 into the purchase and acquisition. You're just going to go to the sales process. So at that point, whenever you take somebody who wants to sell us the car, it's $100 automatic. Now, for the hustlers, if out of the blue somebody came in a promotion and wants to sell us their car, you convince them to buy a car, you don't get $100. You get to sell a car. It's an opportunity. I'm just giving you motivation. So at that point, any person that you take into that thing, it's not a waste of your time perceptionally. Does that make sense? Okay, good. So putting that aside, I put a couple of phrases here. And what I wanted to ask you before we begin is, who feels that needs more training? Okay? What do you need more training on? Training on confidence. Yes. Haitian, put that up. So, on what? In confidence, okay? Sir?
Training I went through.
Okay. Sir?
Holy growth.
Okay. Who else? Yes?
Objections.
Okay. Okay, beautiful. So, where can you find the training on objections? No. Where?
The website.
That's one.
Orlando Kia training.
That's one. And Cardona is the other. There you go. Now you know. So you knew that before, right? All you have to do is go and care for yourself. That's what I'm referring to you. The training that you want, you know where to go and get it. You're just waiting for somebody to give you the training. It's not going to happen. Got it? Now you know where to find it. Go and get it. Feel? Training and confidence. You know where you get it? You go and practice the same training that he needs to practice. Once that you know it, guess what you gain? Simple. Once that you know what you're talking about, you feel confident. Now, go and ask him where you can get it from and go and get it yourself. Got it? Okay. Rose, where do you get it? From me. How long have I told you that for? 2 months. Okay, now you know where to go and get it. If you don't get it, it's up to you. Right? And at that point, I'm going to lead you to phrase number 1, which is this one. You can give the person knowledge, but you cannot make him think. Some people want to remain fools only because the truth requires change. That's powerful. Okay? So, if you want your life to change, you need to change. And then the second one is this. You must either magnify your skills, or you have to modify your dreams. You need to downgrade them. Okay? So that's all I got for you for this weekend in regards to motivation. Because at that point is, you need to find your own motive and you need to take your own action. But that is an everlasting principle. In regards to you, more deeper training, that is the most valid thing that I heard out of everybody, now that the others are invalid. The point would be, before you can go into more deeper training, you have to go into more fluent training into what you already know. Does that make sense? Yes. Okay. So, having said that, I want to address a couple of things that concern me, and I want to make it very clear to you, okay, right now. I've been hearing a lot of echoes, okay? Echoes of opinions, of dissatisfactions, of criticism, of, you know what I'm talking about. The good news that I have for you is this. Since the beginning of mankind, for example, okay, back when people used to float in boats made out of wood, okay, and a guy was called a captain and he had a hat sideways with a feather, they used to call that a mutiny. So it's not new to here. Okay, we didn't invent the Orlando Kia. You're not the newest pirate in the ship. So, you know what I'm saying? That has been around forever. It's when people don't like something and they're not willing to change it. What they do is they complain about it. So at that point, what I want to relate to you is this. What I want to relate to you is, you know what needs to be done and how it needs to be done. Right or wrong?
Right.
You've been taught the practices and how to go on doing. Right or wrong?
Right.
Right.
Okay. So you know you need to be on point one, or you need to be on point one. So at that point, if somebody comes in and breaks one of your nails, okay, you have to get sensitive about it because you knew what you had to be doing. Right?
Yes.
So in my opinion, I should not be breaking your nails. I should be terminating you because you know better than that. And at that point, what they do is they come in and break your nails and come after you because they don't want to do that. Okay? You know, when you take a customer, you need to TO them before the customer leaves. So when you take it upon yourself of doing the opposite, you're bringing it upon yourself unwanted attention because you know what you need to do. When you drop a customer at the desk, you know better than that, don't you, KP? Huh?
Yes.
So why do you do it then? Why do you do those things that you know you're not supposed to be doing? So you get unwanted attention. Having said that, when you're in point one, and you're supposed to be looking outside, that's the whole idea of point one. It should be like a watchdog looking at the lot. And then somebody comes in and jumps on your arm because you were not paying attention. That is wrong. But more wrong than that is the fact that you didn't see it. So there is a lot of opinions. There is a lot of but nobody is taking responsibility. So I'm going to help you right now, okay? Because there is a lot of finger pointing, a lot of opinions coming from you to other yous, from you to the managers, from the managers to you. From, you know what I'm saying? There is a lot of divisive opinions, okay? And the only reason that is happening, I want to relate to you two things. I want to tell you why that is happening, and I want to tell you what the solution is, okay? The only reason that is happening is because nobody's fully doing their jobs, starting with you. Because if you do your job to the fullest, you don't have an issue with the manager. And your job is to control yourself, not to control the managers. Okay? If you're the best that you can be at what you do, nobody will screw with you. Nobody can. Because you're the best. You get a watchful eye into everything that you do. Okay? Now, at that point, the managers, you know who are the managers? You know who I am? Come here for a second. Okay? It's this guy. One day, he gets a paper. Okay? He goes like this and gets a badge and says, now he's a manager. What does that mean? Nothing. Just another person. Okay? Another person with, you know, skills, imperfections, insecurities, fears, strength. Just another guy.
Blood.
Okay? Just another guy. That doesn't make him superior. That doesn't make him, you know, should be walking on water. Doesn't make him perfect. It's just another guy. It can be anybody. You know what I mean? It's just the fact that, you know, he's been doing it longer and he developed some skills. That's it. That doesn't make him money. Woo! Now he's getting an opinion. Okay? Now, he's not perfect. He's going to make mistakes like anybody else, like you do every single day. Like I do every single day. I would say thank you for being a money for a second. So having said that, I want to give you an inside look to what the solution is. Be better at what you do. Okay? Be better at being you. And then the one thing that I wanted to relate to you is this. When everything else fails, when nothing is working out, okay, I want you to remember this phrase, and I want to give you my priorities. So you remember that, okay? There is a phrase that says, okay, if you don't like something,
change it.
Change it.
Or change with it.
If you cannot change it,
Change with
change
it.
the way you think about it.
Yes, sir.
Okay? But either way, you cannot go and change somebody else. You cannot go and make Chris taller. I'm sorry. That's a joke. That's a joke. So, okay.
That was so funny, Bill.
So, then at that point, what I'm saying is, you know, you cannot change anything outside of yourself. All you can do is you can change the situation by changing the way you are in regards to the situation. Now, if you cannot change the situation, you need to change the way you think about it. Okay? But then complaining about it, I'm going to give you another phrase, which is this one. People only complain. I'm going to repeat it in two folds. People only complain about things. I want you to remember this. I want to repeat it again. People only complain about things they know that they can change, but they're not willing to. Okay? People only complain about things they know that they can change, but they're not willing to do it. Okay?
That's strong.
So since they're not willing to do it, they complain. Okay? Now I'm going to give you the bypass of that, and I'm going to give you my priorities, and you're going to see how everything comes together. Okay? This is Lewis's priorities. Okay? Priority number 3 when I come to work. Guess what it is? No, everything is related to work. Nothing is personal.
Greet everyone.
Huh?
Greet everyone. Greet everyone?
No, that's not one. That's not my priority. My priority number 3 in the scale of important things is my manners. I really do not appreciate when somebody undermines one of my manners. Just call it chain of command, right, sir? Okay. Call it, challenging authority, if you will. Okay. Call it undermining an entity, if you will. Okay. Or let's go to the most basic need of humanity. You're screwing with me because I picked him, right? So you're underscoring the fact that that was my decision. So when somebody undermines one of my manners, I take it very personally. So please do not do that. So you're here to follow the direction of my manners, for good or for wrong, okay? And then at that point, there is another phrase that says, when you work for a man or a woman, you're to do whatever she or he asks, unless it goes against your own principles, and that's the day you start working for that man or that woman.
Yes.
It's that simple. So while it's not going against your principles, you're making the decision of working for that man or woman. So at that point, you have to obey what they say. It's called the chain of command, right, sir? Simple. It happens in anything in life. It's not new to this. Maybe it's new to you. Maybe you never had a chain of command before. Okay? It's just what it's called. Number 2. So my manners will give you direction. You're to follow it 100% of the time. And never question it. Never question it. Because in the chain of command, whether or not the command is right or wrong, you're to follow it. Right, sir? Okay? So at that point, you have to follow the command 100% of the time. Whether the command is right or wrong. Otherwise, you're undermining the authority of the chain of command. So do not undermine manners instructions. Okay? Number 2, my chain of priorities. Guess what it is? No, it will be number 1. So at that point, hold on, here's $1 million. Sorry, customers. Let me get some money back. Salesforce. Who said that? Oh my God. He said us. There you go. And he said salespeople. There you go. Grab it.
Okay, all 3 of you guys give me the money.
Father, you should have commanded. So at that point, number 2 is my salespeople. Number 1 is my customers. Now, I'm going to tell you how this works. Okay? How this works is this. Okay? With customers coming through the door, I can come in by myself. Okay? I can open those doors and I can figure out a way to sell a car. Me and the customer by myself. I'm not going to be able to sell 200 cars. Okay? Me and customers. Nobody else in the dealership. So that's my priority number 1. Furthermore, I am employed by a corporation to make sure that the customers of the corporation are being taken care of. That's priority number 1. So nothing else goes above my customer. So when I have a customer with an issue, do I care what my salespeople think or my managers think? Yes or no? No. No. The customer is always right, and even when they're wrong, it is the responsibility of the manager and the